anything. I don't think so. Hey Tids, how you doing? Just doing the Discord thing, and then I'll be with you. Come on, brain. No, that's right. That's the right thing. There you go. Good brain. Oh, you bugger. Barely slept. Oof. Yeah, I know that feeling. I'm alright. I'm feeling... How can I describe it? You know when you know you've slept and you feel like you have slept, but everything's got that kind of fuzzy, cotton woolly feeling to it? That's how I feel right now. I don't really know how to explain it either. I was watching the Desert Bus for Hope stream, and I dozed off. And thankfully I have an alarm set to remind me that I stream on Sundays. And I was just like, oh right, yeah, it's time to go set up, isn't it? Ugh. Oof, Tids. Well, you try and, like, sit back and relax and rest as much as you can during this stream, okay? It may not be the same as sleeping, but if it's a restful time, maybe you'll feel a little better. Hello, Porthos. Yes, you're beautiful. Right. Now, I have fixed this already. It turns out that when OBS updated last, it slightly resized all of my window captures. So, Puzzle Agent wasn't where it was supposed to be either. It's just like, why? But it's working now. It's working now. We're all good. I have my periodic table of swear words coffee. Wait a minute. Let me get this bad boy on the big screen. There you go. This is one of my favourite coffee mugs that my mum got for me. And it has all of the best curse words on it. Ah, is it the hormones doing it? Right. That kind of makes sense. Yeah, I can understand that. Hormones are weird, but very important, very necessary. Yeah, so I've got my coffee. I haven't got any water, so I might have to go and get some at some point. But I'm feeling mostly ready to solve some puzzles. Mostly. Be fine. Be fine. Oof. Wow, Tids. That's... Yeah, it's the side effects they don't warn you about that are the problem, isn't it? I was on something called nortriptyline for a while. I'm supposed to still be taking it, but some of the side effects set my gender dysphoria off, so I stopped taking them. But some of the side effects that you get with that, that they don't tell you about, are just fucking... Hey Torpor, good afternoon. Thank you for the stretch. Oof, that was my fingers cracking then. And the posture check. Hope you're doing well today. Yeah. Med side effects are fucking weird. Especially when it's anything that does anything with your brain. Just like, wow. Anyway. Speaking of doing things with your brain. Let's solve some puzzles. Okay, so I think we did the sign puzzle last week, and that was where we left it.
Disappearance has got to be tied into all of this somehow.
Hey, Cyborg, that is disgusting. Well done. How you doing, mate? Oof. That's, yeah, no. That is a side effect with anything that is prescribed for, depression. Basically, if you don't have depression when they put you on antidepressants, if you are, for want of a better description, if you're depressed for other reasons, like, for example, you are in constant pain, then taking antidepressants can cause depression, which is why I'm now in constant pain and clinically depressed. Yeah. Going on those kind of meds can be a really big decision for people. And I don't fault anybody who chooses not to. You've got to do what you feel is best for you, and as much as a doctor knows the things that can help, only you can really say what is right for you, I think. Took Smallborg to McDonald's for breakfast for doing good at school. Oh, that's adorable, Cyborg. Ooh, gum. Okay, do we want to talk to... Who do we want to talk to? Oh! Well, there's something to look at over
The place
here.
just isn't the same without the Darryls, boxing up insects and being generally annoying.
Oh, yes, of course, because the Darryls are the guys that made us do that bug pen puzzle in Puzzle Agent 1.
Hello, Sheriff Bog.
Let's talk to the Fuzz
Hey,
first.
Heathers, what are you doing back in town? We got
Causing trouble for
everything
you.
under control, and we don't need the FBI poking its.
Calm down, Sheriff. I'm just here on personal
Wake up out of
leave.
your head, wanker.
Well, I keep my
Fair
eye
tits.
on tourists just the same as FBI agents.
Wow, this is a lovely place to go on holiday. The police are always watching you. No, Porthos, you cannot have a peanut M&M. It will make you sick. But I can have a peanut M&M. He really wants an M&M. I'm going to give him a treat just because otherwise he's going to harass me for M&Ms. Ready? Go get it. Started watching Twin Peaks and now I crave cherry pie and some damn fine coffee. Well, I don't have cherry pie. But I do have damn fine coffee. Okay. Thank you for enabling Porthos, Cyborg. He caught it. He fucking caught it. He never catches it. Well done, mate. Well done. Okay, right.
When I filed my report with the Bureau, I left out the part about you holding me at gunpoint.
Come on, Tethers. I don't know how you boys do things in Washington.
Morning, Shay.
Out
How you
here,
doing?
Sometimes a man's gotta do what he's gotta do, even if it means drawing a gun on a fella.
What?
Wow. 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 Thank you for enabling Porthos, Shay. You caught that one as well. Bloody hell, he's on the ball today, ain't you, mate? You want to come up? Of course you want to come up. Come on. As he awkwardly turns in my chair. Let's give you a little less of me and a little more of P. There we go. Who immediately looks off camera. Porthos, you make things so difficult, matey. There we go. Look at that beautiful face. Right, where were we?
I hope you've started to take Bjorn's cult seriously. I'm convinced they're behind the disappearance of Isaac Davner.
What? That's crazy. The Brotherhood of Scoggins are valued members of this community. I'm not gonna let them be harassed by anybody, FBI or no.
Okay, so he's in on the crusty jugglers action, I think. Missing persons.
I've heard that Isaac Davner is only one of the people to go missing around Scoggins. What can you tell me about the other?
Dead cert, yeah.
What can I tell you? Nothing.
They've got the cops in their
I got
pocket.
files on all the
It's
so-called
unsurprising,
missing
but
persons. But I don't have to show them to any FBI man, especially one who's not here on official business.
oh really? That's how we're playing this, is it? You know what? Porthos is being really weird about being on camera, so I'm gonna move the camera to a higher location, because that should mean, there we go, you can see him better, even when he's looking off and down. That's better, isn't it? Hi everyone. So you can sort of see him a little better now. Okay. Hidden people, the gnomes.
I believe the hidden people have something to do with the incident at the factory.
Agent Taylor, please. Just because we don't live in some fancy city doesn't mean you can treat us like gullible yokels.
Gonna give him scratches this time, Tids. Cause I can make him. Oh, he's head desking. He's just like, he's rolled his head all the way over and he's reached the desk and gone, you know what, this'll do. This is good. Oof, your breath smells, mate. I thought mine were bad.
Just as helpful as always, Sheriff Bog.
Glad to be of service, Agent Chathers. Enjoy your time.
Okay,
in our town,
Cyborg.
and behave
That's
yourself.
a way to describe it. I mean,
Outside.
Sniper's a very attractive bean.
What did you need to talk about, Mrs. Davner?
about
Not sure
Isaac.
how they'd feel about it.
Not back yet. He's supposed to be back.
Mostly accurate, yeah.
I warn you, Glory, that attacking an FBI agent with a chainsaw is a federal offense.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. It's just, you were going to stop the Brotherhood. I couldn't let you. Isaac needed to finish his journey.
I nearly tried to move the
Why
mouse
are
with
you
my coffee
worried
then.
about Isaac now. You're the one who helped them take him.
You don't understand. It was the only way to save him.
Save him?
Isaac was
I mean,
troubled. The Brotherhood
Thankfully, it's the
offered us a
right
way to
temperature
cure him.
right now that if I put my fingers in it, I wouldn't burn myself. I'd just be like, well, my mouse is suddenly warm and wet. Don't like that.
How are the Brotherhood supposed to cure Isaac?
Some kind of spiritual thing, I guess. Neither of us really understood it, but we were desperate.
Do you have any idea where the hidden people would have taken Isaac?
The hidden people aren't real.
But
Sure.
I saw them taking Isaac away.
It's the Brotherhood. They lied.
What do you
Okay.
mean when you say the Brotherhood lied?
Bjorn talked about finding peace by communing with forest spirits. I thought it was a... what's the word?
A metaphor?
No, a crock. But we tried anything, and now Isaac's missing.
Really, Cyborg?
In the lodge, I saw a photo of you and Isaac with the rest of the Brotherhood.
They said they could help us, help Isaac. But they've been taking people. They took Isaac. It's all my fault.
They took
Awesome.
Isaac? Have you told the sheriff?
The sheriff knows. He's working with them.
I think I've got a copy of the Twin Peaks cookbook knocking about somewhere. I've got a lot of PDFs of like TV show and movie cookbooks on one of my hard drives.
Glory, I'd like to stay and talk, but
You've got to get the missing person files.
that's actually a good idea.
I'll make sure Sheriff Boggs stays in the diner. Find out anything you can about Isaac.
I finally got some help, more or less, in finding Isaac Davner. His wife, Glory, believes that the local cult is behind all the missing person cases in Scoggins. I'm going back to the sheriff's office to find out exactly what he's hiding in his files.
Oops.
Oh, Mr. Scruffman, you've been there the whole time.
Oops. Well, this couldn't possibly go horribly wrong. Ooh, gum. Got 2 bits of gum then.
That conversation between Glory and me was strictly confidential, you know.
Mr. Scruffman? I'm not sure that's how you're supposed to
I know you'd
use that
like
particular
Isaac out
tool.
of the way, but I'm going to find him.
If you say so.
Okay, I'm not allowed to go back into the diner. I should have talked to the shifty, traumatized guy at the back before I talked to Glory, I guess. Too late now. Okay. It's time for some breaking and entering. The gnomes are not what they seem.
The station is locked tight. It looks like the sheriff's interest in puzzles extends to office security.
Okay. Gum. Indeed, Cyborg. Sheriff's door. With one cut, remove all the obstructions to break down the sheriff's office door. Ah, we did one like this in the previous installment of Puzzle Agent. Ah, this one is more complicated. Okay, let's see what we've got. So if we go... This is a single piece here. This looks like it's actually 2 that... yeah, it is. Okay, so this is a single piece. That's a single piece. That's a single piece. So if we do that... No. Nope. See, we've got that little obstruction up there. So it's got to be this one. But we've got to do something that... I don't know. We've got to do something to break that obstruction in the top corner as well. This piece here. Because that gets everything else, doesn't it? Let me just check. Okay. It doesn't specify whether... Because I'm wondering if that's actually not classed as an obstruction. Because if it's not, then I'm worrying about it for no reason. And we can do... Ooh, not quite that. No. No. What are we thinking, folks? Are we thinking at all? I mean, does it class it as... I've never thought. This is libelous. Ah, sorry. Remove all the obstructions. Doesn't necessarily mean we have to break all the obstructions. This chain here is looped around that piece of wood. So if we break that piece of wood, then surely this chain's no longer an obstruction. Is that the conceit of this? I think it might be. Because that cut gets everything except for that chain. But that chain is only fixed in place by a piece of wood that we cut. Wow! Harsh, Cyborg! Okay. I'm gonna go with that logic and see if it works out. Nothing else I can do. We'll see how it goes. I figured out the trick. How? Here we go. The chains on the door are dependent on the wood planks and won't hold if the planks are removed. The solution is to remove the wood planks. Then chains won't block the door. Yes, I was right. They did put it up like that. I'm feeling smug now.
Aha!
And
Now
we
to
have
find those missing persons
successfully broken into the sheriff's office. Ooh, look, gum. Sheriff's a mucky fucker, and you look at that. There's gum everywhere. A light switch would be nice, but I guess not. Sheriff's office. Help Nelson get to the other side of the room unseen. Drag the office furniture around to block the light sources. And create a safe path for Nelson to walk through. Little typo there. Create a safe path for Nelson to walk, though. Okay. So, Nelson's here. He needs to be there. Oh. I can't... I'm sorry, what? Okay. Behold. I can move the armchair. I can move the 2 L-shaped couches. I cannot move the potted plant. Is it bolted to the floorboards? Well, yeah, they're heavy like. Oh my god, Tids. Also can't move the TV. Lead plant pot, innit? Oh my god. Hey Rocket, how you doing? I can block the door. That's what we need to do, right? We don't need to get in there. Fine. Alright, yeah. Moo. Okay. Hey Kian, how you doing? Don't see why I can't just climb over the couch, to be honest with you, but that's just me. Petting Porthos while I think about this. See, what I want to do is I want to get this over to here. But this bloody plant pot's in the way. And that plant pot also in the way. Gonna be out of town for a couple of days. Oh, are you going anywhere nice? If you're okay to tell people. Started writing a thing about people who live orbital habitation. Oh, cool. That sounds really, really interesting, Kian. I hope the writing's going well. Right, where was I? I know I'm just basically moving them in the same directions over and over again at the minute. I'm just sort of figuring things out. Tuesday, Rocket. What if Yellowstone went off but in space? Yeah, that sounds pretty rad. And now we're back here again. I've basically just moved everything back to where it was before. Go me. Porthos, you're going to fall off my lap if you keep rolling like that, sweetheart. You are? Oh, there you go. You figured it out. So for those that have just joined us, we're trying to block the light from the windows and create a path from this door to this cabinet. Using these 3 pieces of furniture. We cannot move the potted plants or the TV. Because apparently they're bolted to the floor. Porthos is such a baby. He's a lovely baby. But he's a big baby. I'm going to reset it. Yeah, I had basically just put everything back where it was. Ooh. P, do you mind? No, don't want a hint. Ow! Okay. Alright, thank you, Fidgety Butt. Bye. Never work with children or animals. That's what they say, innit? He's now standing next to my chair, huffing. That then blocks that off. Meh. This is a really big office as well. Like, if it can fit 2 L-shaped 4-seaters and a big, like, 2-person armchair. It's quite a big space. Can you move top chair down to the bottom, move the sofa to the left top corner, then remove the top chair into the top right? Children and animals have much in common. Yes, they do, Kian. Oh, hey Cypher, how did it go? Upside down L is what you meant. So what I was trying to do, Shay, and seem to be failing to do, is to get this upside down L to here, so that it blocks this window. But getting it past the potted plant is proving to be a bit of an issue. New priestess, yeah. Oh, okay. At least animals are cute. This is true. I mean, I'm sure some people think kids are cute. I struggle with children. They scare me. Give me a second. Yeah, I thought as much. So, hey Fart Bubbler, how you doing? Hey RNG, how you doing? You've not even met mine. Well, just sort of in general, I struggle to know how to talk to them and how to, like... My filters are not designed for kids, is the thing. Hey, Destroyer, how you doing? Yeah, lurking is perfectly fine, as always. Hope you're doing okay. So, what I did then was I went on Google image search and looked up this puzzle, so that I didn't have a step-by-step for how to do it, but so that I could confirm if what I was thinking was right. And what I'm thinking is right, so I've just got to figure out how to do it. So what I need to do is get this to here and keep the brown chair here. And then this will be here blocking the window. But it's getting these two around each other. And getting that out of there. Have the sideways L couch spoon the sofa, then move upside L couch into the top left space. You mean like this? That's a good idea. That may have been the step I was missing. Ah, but then we need to... Yes. This is where things get tricky. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Because we need to get this out of the way so we can... There we go. Ah. Bugger. Not quite enough room to do that. Tricky, tricky, tricky. So very sticky. Indeed, Kian. No. That just puts us in a position where we can't move anything. Shanus is on the right track. Yeah. So I know what we need to do. Well, I know where we need to get to. I just don't know quite how we get there yet. Because this needs to be here. That needs to be there. Ah! Haha! Got you, you little bugger! There we go. Sorted. I'm normally much quicker at them. I find, daft as it may seem... Thanks, RNG. Daft as it may seem, doing any kind of puzzles on stream makes them infinitely harder. I think it's just the pressure to not fuck it up. The key to this puzzle is to get the upside down L couch to the lower right side of the room. Yes, we figured that out quite quickly. From there, the other pieces can be arranged to block out the rest of the lights. Now let's get to the files. Streamer's Curse is a fuck. Yes, it is. Like, you'd think that Streamer's Curse is just like games crashing and shit like that, but only when you're live. But no, there's so much more to it than that. I've played all 4 room games on stream. I am well aware of this feeling. Yep.
Hello, Agent Tethers.
Cripes! Sheriff Bog! How long have you been standing?
Glory did a shit job
Scruffman told me you might be paying my
of
office a visit.
keeping him in the diner.
I'm sorry, it's just... I really needed to see how bad this missing person
Also, he's just
problem
watched
is.
us move a load of fucking furniture.
Everything I got about missing people is in those files.
Thanks.
Don't worry about fucking it up. That's what people in the industry call content. Fair. Okay, so we've just been caught breaking into the sheriff's office, and do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna peel gum off of his walls and his floor. I'm just going to pretend he's not even there. Just, you know, make sure there's no more gum for me to steal.
With all due respect, Sheriff, these files aren't exactly
I
comprehensive.
want that Moose
There are
Morale
no
poster.
dates.
What's in the files is everything I got, Tethers.
It really is a double-edged sword, Destroyer. It's fine, there's no people in here, just a pig. And Nelson. We will take another look at the Moose Morale poster once I've done the missing persons puzzle. Missing persons. Discover the secret message by placing the names of Scoggins' missing residences. Shouldn't that be residents? In the order they disappeared, starting from the first to go missing. Notes on missing persons in Scoggins. Isaac was the last to be kidnapped before Daryl, who was kidnapped last. Hey, Rustbot, how you doing? Yeah, exactly, Destroyer. I was playing Sea of Thieves with Ivan, Crazy Ivan 84, a few weeks back, and we were doing a really long-winded skelly hunting mission, and we'd found the last named skelly that we had to kill, but she could only be damaged during daylight, and it was the middle of the night. And Ivan was just like, just keep her busy and I'll go and get the ship, because we were on the opposite side of the island. So I was running around this tiny little sand mound that was just off the main island, with this skeleton fucking chasing me in the dark, holding the skull of one of the other skeletons that had that we'd had to fight. And Ivan comes around the corner with the boat, and he's pissing himself laughing, and doing the Benny Hill yakety sax as I'm running in little circles waiting for the sun to rise. And nobody got to see it except for me and Ivan. And shit like that, that's, you know, that's fabulous content, as it were. Seamus has just solved the fucking puzzle while I've been gassing. Cheers, Shay. Right. Notes on missing persons in Scoggins. Isaac was the last to be kidnapped before Daryl, who was kidnapped last. Haldor and Will were kidnapped before Ted. Ted was not kidnapped fourth. Will was not kidnapped first. So. Haldor. Will. No, Shay, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I was prattling about and not carrying on with the game. And, you solved the puzzle so I don't have to think about it. I appreciate that. It was not a jibe in any way, shape or form, trust me. It was more of a me telling myself off for getting distracted. Oh, we've got Barney as well. Oh, no, wrong one. Oh no, that was right. Barney's not in the list. Uh-oh. Okay. Haldor, Will, Ted, Barney, Isaac, Daryl. Tetradotter. Is that a surname? I mean, that looks like a surname. Yeah, probably Tids. A lot of the names in this have been Icelandic type names, or from that sort of... How? Gathering the known relationships of when certain people went missing, you were able to piece together the order. But what could Tetradotter mean? The dotter part is Icelandic, Teta not so much. Yeah.
Aha! It spells a name? Teeter-daughter.
Teeter-daughter,
Teeter
apparently.
Maybe?
Not Teta.
That's probably
My mistake.
Melkorka Teeter-daughter. And she's a
Good
strange
name.
one. Keeps to herself. Nobody in town really knows her.
Is she one of the missing people?
Missing? Nah, I can't say anyone would miss her. She lives in the old Teeterson house over on the west side of town, near Valda's Inn.
Makes sense.
Then I'd better find out what she knows about all these disappearances.
Putting my furniture back in order and fix the lock on your way out, Tethers.
I love that he makes reference to that puzzle. That's great. I'm not putting your furniture back, you can do it your fucking self. All you had to do was help me out. Oh, right, yeah, moose morale. It's just a moose and it says morale. I should probably talk to him.
What do you know about this?
Korka?
Oops.
It's like I said, she lives on the west side of town near Valda's. Any more than that, you'll have to find out from her directly.
Okay, off we bugger then. Ooh.
I wonder if the rest of the Scoggins police force is as competent
Hey,
as
Buff,
Sheriff
how you
Bob.
doing? Huh. There are other police here? There we go. Caucus house. Nice house. Oh, I just realised that I'm sitting like super scrunched up, and that because I've moved the camera so that it was higher up so you could see Porthos, that means that I'm like down here. There we go. That's better. I have moved the camera and myself, and I should really stop sitting like a gremlin, shouldn't I? Yeah, it's really nice, isn't it, Tids? I mean, the stairs are a bit steep, but can't win them all. Ooh, gum! So,
Assuming Sheriff Bog wasn't sending me on another wild goose chase, I've arrived at the house of the mysterious Melkorka.
Melkorka,
I'm still
Teeter
not
Dotter.
sure how she ties into the disappearances, but she's the only lead I've got.
Sitting like a gremlin isn't good for you.
According
I
to the
know,
sheriff's
but,
description,
you know, it's
she
my
sounds
natural
like a
state of
recluse.
being.
Probably the town's resident
More
gossip and
nutritious
spinster.
gum. Indeed, Kian.
Good evening, Agent Tethers. I see you found my note. Quickly, come inside before they see us.
Melkorka is voiced by an Icelander. Really? Cool!
I see you're a puzzle fan, Ms. Teeter-daughter.
I dabble. Keeps the brain sharp.
And my friends call me Korka.
I would hope you're a friend, Agent Tethers. Drink? Or
Agreed, Nelson.
Just the facts, ma'am.
She thirsty as fuck. Hey, you find a guy that likes puzzles? She's also messy as fuck. There's gum all the way up here. Jeez. And now Nelson is clawing the walls, but for different reasons than originally. Oh, so many puzzles. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Odd
Okay.
place for a puzzle.
Digits in space. What are the next two digits in this sequence? Oh, okay. 31, 41, 59 and 26 for anyone that's struggling with the fuzzy font. Well, I hate this kind of puzzle. Yeah, me too, Destroyer. I suspect it's going to be a perspectives kind of thing, because if you turn 26 upside down, it looks like a 5 and a 9. But then I don't know what these are likely to be. Oh yeah! It could be pi. It's pi and 2s. Shit, it is, isn't it? Torpor, you're a genius. I need to give you a VIP because you have been absolutely phenomenal every time there's been a number puzzle like this. Okay. Thank you. I was about to say, can anybody remember what comes next in the pie sequence? Because I fucking can't. Not right now. 5-3 does sound right. I normally manage 3.1459 and then I get stuck at 2.6 and go 2.6 eventually. But yeah, this is about the limit of my pi. You know what? Google knows the answer to this. What is pi? Give me pi. I mean, also give me the pastry type pie, 'cause yum, but... One 1415926535953. Kill for some pie right now. I would also kill for some pie right now. All I have is M&Ms. Pie is a myth invented by mathematicians to own the libs. Wow. Yeah, that's fair, Keen. I love pie.
A tricky one.
I basically like any baked goods.
What's this?
Coins in a box. In the first box is a penny. The second box is a dime. And the third box is a penny and a dime. What coin goes in the fourth box? Oh no. Okay. I've been to America twice in my life because I've been very fortunate in that regard. Other people have dealt with the money for me because I look at American money and go, I don't get it. Why do you have to make things so fucking complicated? So that's a penny. Which is worth a penny. Next should be a quarter. Penny is 1, dime is 10. Okay. And a quarter, I'm guessing, is 25, because that's why it's called a quarter. So we've got 1. Hey Ash, how you doing? Second box is a dime, okay. See, this is the bit that confuses me. It's the size of the coins more than anything else. Like, because they tend to get progressively larger depending on their value in pounds and pence. Whereas, like, that's fucking so small. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Ash. Big hugs. Why not just call it a 10-cent coin? I don't know. So this is a dollar coin. Okay. Oh, and that one says $quarter on it. I can just make that out. Oh, thank you for the treat for Porthos, Ash. He's kind of half asleep at the minute, so he's just like, oh, look, a treat. Just replanted a harvest in Animal Crossing, and my field of 12 by 10 has been fully planted with wheat. Awesome hands. Aw, that's sweet, Ash. Puppy. Tell you what. There you go. There's the boy. Much better to look at than me. Okay, so 1 penny, 10, 11. Aw, thanks, Destroyer. Okay, so what are we saying should go in the box? I have completely lost my train. We're saying it should be $1. $1, 10, 11, 100. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. You are really good at these number puzzles, Torpor. Thought dollars were paper. Nice one, Torpor. Yeah, I've never seen a dollar coin either. I've only ever seen the paper ones. Are the coins in regular circulation, Torpor? Learn something new. Yep. There's always something to learn on these streams, apparently. Yeah, I can't hold that kind of information in my head particularly well. Like, give me time and a bit of paper and I can work out a binary puzzle or a hex puzzle. But, yeah. Stuff that I can't practice, like languages that I can practice in my everyday usage. Some of you might have heard me utter things in Japanese before because I used to do that to help me practice when I was studying Japanese at uni. But stuff like binary and hex that I can't just practice in my day-to-day doesn't sink in quite so well for me. Mostly use with vending machines. Oh, okay. Okay, so we've solved both of the non-mandatory puzzles.
Board games! And they're all for 2 players only! Marry me. I mean, you should
Dude,
try the new
chill.
strategy game, Marry Me. It's fun for the whole family.
Nelson has just about as much chill as I do, apparently. Always nice to know. Oh yeah, in case you hadn't guessed, we've officially reached the part of the game that I never played. So we are into unknown territory now. She does look a little bit like a femme once, doesn't she? I mean, I'm okay with that.
Is this the latest from Hanji Monosaki?
Rated 4 dragons, they said. Monosaki-sensei's lost his edge.
I thought it was kind of tricky.
Oh dear. I think we may need to get out of here. There's the door, Nelson. We can talk to her, but she's gonna eat us alive. This is going to end up in a sex puzzle. I don't think so, Shay.
Forgive the theatrics, Agent Heathers. I knew your reputation, but I had to be sure you had what it takes.
Seeing over his head again, I think he is. Help Tethers work out how to hide the sausage. Oh my god, tits. I can see it now. Puzzle called pickle positioning. Find the clitoris. It's like a Where's Waldo. Oh my god. Oh my, puzzle underwear.
Your puzzle had a
That could
list
be
of
fun.
all the missing people in Scoggins for over a decade.
I've been keeping count.
Ah, we're getting into Professor Layton territory now, I see, Shay. Ah, your dick reminds me of a puzzle.
Altor. He was my partner.
Business partner?
No Malone too,
8
lost in
years ago,
Minnesota.
he
A
went
little
into
bit.
the woods. Never came back.
Oh. That sucks.
What does this mean? Isaac Davner does not exist.
Finally, you're asking the right questions.
Oh my god, lady, stop! Nelson's not going to be able to walk soon, Jesus. It's really
That's
impressive
Pilot Ed Davis? But that's
how much
That's
can be
Isaac Davner.
conveyed
And look
with
at the
two
date of
little
the
black
article.
dots for pupils and very little else. Like, he's not
16
even
years
got
ago.
eyebrows.
And that's just a few weeks
But you know
before the
exactly
date of the
what's
first
going
missing
through his
persons
mind.
case.
Exactly.
How are the hidden people tied into all this?
Seriously, Agent Heathers? Maybe I misjudged you. Are you here to investigate a crime? Or to chase after
You
forest
suffer
stones,
disadvantage
like
to a
those
puzzle
gullible
checks
fools
because
in
of
the
lack of
Brotherhood?
blood. That one got me good. Well done, Shay. Oh. Yes, Destroyer. There are gnomes in this
Explains how
game.
Bjorn and his Brotherhood cult is involved.
Think clearly, Nelson. That lodge
Indeed,
has been
Kian.
a part
I
of the
had
town
to.
for decades. The disappearances started only 16 years ago. There is only one explanation. Ed Davis, your Isaac Davner, is a serial murderer.
But the
What?
hidden people! I saw them take Isaac away.
Smokescreen. Davner disappeared just as you were getting too close. You're the only one who can find
No,
him and
Destroyer.
stop him.
I don't know what to think. I need some gum.
Let me see your map. I have marked approximately where in the woods Haltor disappeared. Once the FBI showed up, Ed Davis ran back into hiding.
But
You want to find Isaac Davner? Head back to the scene of his crimes.
all right, I'll do it. Someone has got to investigate.
Come back whenever you find something, Nelson. I'll be out. I can
And
stay
so
up
will
all
Nelson.
night.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Well then.
Okay. If I manage to hold my laughter for long enough for that to be like a clean clip, I'm going to use that as a notification of some description. I've got to. If not, I'll have to go back and play this bit again. I'll have to play right up to this bit so that I can clip it clean off stream. But yeah, I need that. I need, well then, as a thing. Ooh, gum! Looks at map, which now has a very lewd drawing on it. Ma'am, are you hitting on me? Okay. That was...
At least the eraser factory's up and running again. Scoggins' only exports are erasers and weirdness.
And horny Icelandic women, apparently. Did I manage to hold my laughter for long enough, Destroyer? Brilliant! Thank you so much for clipping that for me. You've just saved me a lot of effort later. You're a star. That tension was almost enough to break Nelson's tether. I think that would be him sort of like putting up a mental wall to protect himself, Ash. Okay. Oh, great! Campgrounds at night. Hey, Pudlord, how you doing?
Thanks, Alfred.
Let me know if I can help. Sounds like you found a fascinating mystery to solve.
I like Nelson. Oh, okay. This is not where I need to go. But we got some gum. Watch out for Slendy, he wants his 20. Oh, okay, it would actually just let me go there.
I've arrived at the point Korka marked on my map.
Porthos making his
No
bed in the
signs
background
yet of
there.
anyone here.
And he slept. Ooh! Footprints. Just checking for gum on the trees. No, we're all good. Let's go for a wander. This is where Mulder and Scully appear. Yes.
That's Edvard, one of the members of the Brotherhood cult. Got to find out what he's...
That was an angle of Nelson I didn't expect to see. Oh, wow, Ash. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily just gay obliviousness either. Like, Slow and I wouldn't have gotten together if it wasn't for the fact that, we were both getting advice from the same person when we kind of went on a date that wasn't technically a date, but technically was. And they accidentally sent a text that was meant for Slow to me. And they then were just like, oh shit, I sent that to the wrong person. Well, now you know, just fucking get on with it, will you? No, they were getting messages from both of us quite quickly and in quick succession, and they have tech issues at the best of times, so I would fully understand if it was actually accidentally, and they're not the kind of person that would lie about that kind of stuff either. Well, in my case, Destroyer, it's because I don't think I'm worthy of people's affection. Getting a bit real for a second here. I don't see the appeal of me at all. I don't understand why people like me. And because I don't understand why people like me, I don't understand why anybody would want to be with me romantically. So the concept of it is alien to me. Simple as. Aww. Thank you, Fart Bubbler. That's very sweet of you. But it's just a thing. It's how my brain works. My brain is full of bees or gremlins or whatever you want to call them. Alien concepts are fun to grapple with. Yeah, they are. Yeah. That's why, for me, it may be different for other people, but yeah. I don't rate myself particularly highly, so I don't see why anybody would be interested in me in that way. Oh, Destroyer. Oh, Modhail, thank you very much. How are you doing today? But yeah, that wasn't me, like, vying for sympathy or anything. That's just me saying how it is. And I know my brain is being an arse, and I need to teach it better. But, you know, we all have those moments sometimes, I think. We may have them for different reasons, but we do all have them. And I don't see the point in lying about it. Yeah, there is that, Rust. Fair, Ash. Bees are helpful, they make honey and shite. Gremlins do the damage and laugh about it. Bad gremlins. Yes! That's why I call them brain gremlins, like, rather than goblins or anything like that, because, you know, gremlins in the machine always fucking shit up. Ugh, Destroyer. Big hugs. I have been there. It's awkward. It is. Hopefully it'll work out for you, though. Not sure yet. Only been out of bed for an hour or so. Enjoyed a multi-hour session of Only the Bedroom Exists. The rest of the world can't reach me here. Oh, I love those days. It's been like this for many, many years. Oof. Maybe one day. Gremlin against the machine, hecking in the name of. Yes, Kian. Love it. Right. With that surprisingly somber but apparently quite relatable conversation over, let's go find Edvard. Hey, Sinister, how you doing? Help Nelson navigate a path through the woods to Edvard by arranging sections of the forest. Make sure there's a complete path from Nelson to Edvard. All pieces must be placed when submitting. That's one of those. I'm in a psychic battle with this slice of apple tart. Should I or shouldn't I consume you? Consume the tart. I can't, so you should. Kill it with your teeth. Yes. Oh. Oh. Okay then. Right. We are as gods. So... Nope. We need a piece that... Ah, yes. That looks good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on making this path, and then I'll just dump everything else elsewhere. Nope. We'll put that there for now. No. Okay then. So, this piece needs to change. Nope. Could be this piece. Nope. 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 No, we've done them all. Let's try this side. Nope. 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 No. Okay, so it's not that piece either. We've tried those two. That I myself have not consumed in days. You should have a bite to eat. Even if it's something simple, bit of toast or something like that, just make sure you've put something in your stomach. And if you don't have the energy to do that, Ash, at least make sure you're staying hydrated. It's very, very important to keep yourself hydrated if you're not eating too much. Why does this remind me of the Safari Zone? Oh my god, it does look a bit Safari Zone, doesn't it? Very possibly, Rust. We do have to place every piece. Okay, this will take us up there, so that's a possible route. No. No, that won't work. Hey, Zero, how you doing? Thank you for the treat for Porthos. Which I'm going to throw onto his bed. I threw it on your bed, mate. Go on. Oi, dum-dum. It's on your bed. It's on your bed. Use your nose. You numpty. There we go. Yay! You found it! Well done! Good boy! Okay. So, that path seems to be just a no-go. So let's try building a path to the right. That takes us back into this piece. Oh, promising. Promising. Oh, thank you for the posture check, Mod Hell. And the stretch as well. Oh. So, Zero. Do you remember when we first started Puzzle Agent 2? somebody slipped a note under our hotel room door that was a puzzle. She's the lady that wrote that puzzle. She likes puzzles. We officially have a femme fatale in this game. Please tell me that works. Bollocks, no it doesn't. Okay. All of them have to be placed, but it doesn't say that we have to use them all. So it's just a case of figuring out which piece we start with. If we can figure out which piece we start with, then the rest will come naturally. It's definitely not that piece. Or that piece. So it must be this piece. This is literally the only one that we've not tried. So put that there. Put that there. Nope. Nope. Okay. This is definitely frustrating now. Is it multiple solution? She's currently puzzling how to get Tethers out of his clothes. Yeah, she is. Sandy walls. Is that sandy? Is that what you mean by sandy? Or... this one? No, not this one. Can't ignore the intense shrubbery on display. Okay. Edvard is, from Puzzle Agent 1, the blonde fellow from the Brotherhood with the pigtails. The one that I discarded. This one. But Nelson's there. And there's a wall in the way. So that can't be right. Yeah, I was thinking of trying that next, Mod Hell. Edvard is trying to revive Kane. It's the bracken looking one. This one. Yeah. This one felt like the most plausible. Okay. We still don't know for definite. That lines up nicely. We don't know which way we've got to go. And we don't know whether we have to pass through all of the pieces. This one takes us straight up into here. So what have we got that fits there? That one does. But I think we tried that already and that didn't work. That one does. Okay. This one also does. Okay, they all fit nicely with that. So it could be any number of them. So... I feel like this one is probably the one we've got to have here. Because we've got that really nice through route to the exit. Snow top left, all tree top middle. Yeah, give it a go. Let's have a look. Ah. Okay. on the assumption that that is in the right place, Snow Tree can't go there. Oh. Because I'm convinced this goes here. This looks right. It feels right. You know? Snow top right could work, yeah. Because we've got this here, so... And this looks like it'll make us pass through every single piece as well, which will satisfy the possibly unwritten rule. Let's have a look. Oh. Okay, here goes. There we go. There we go. Little bit of brute forcing saves the day. Thank you for to Destroyer for saying we should put this one here. Oh shit, he's actually going to go to every dead end as well. Shit. Oof. Hi, Porthos. What's up, baby? Go out. Go outside. Go out. Yeah, okay. I'm going to have to let P out. So instead of going off of this screen, I'm going to leave it so that it plays the you solve the puzzle music, and I'm just going to put us into BRB for a little bit. So if you folks want to go get yourself a drink, if you have pets that need to be let out to relieve themselves, see if they want to go out and relieve themselves, you know, that kind of thing. And I'll be back in about 5 minutes, okay? I'm back, everyone, and I brought the boy. Thank you very much, Rocket. Thank you, Tids. Hey, Soul, how you doing? Thank you for the scritches for Porthos. And Ash, seeing as he's now sat on the chair with me, and you asked so nicely earlier. Mwah. A little kiss on the bonce for the baby. Thank you for the scritches for Porthos hands. Oh, he's enjoying that. What a good baby. Thank you very much, Pudlord. Now, whilst Porthos was doing his business, I got myself some water. And more importantly, a can of iron brew. So please excuse me while I do a little bit of can opening ASMR. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's the shit. Okay. Are we ready, folks? Cutscene time. That's a run.
Edvard gave me the slip.
That's how I run, to be honest.
I have no idea where I am. I'll have to find my way back to...
Ruh-roh. It's almost as if they're possessed by an evil spirit. Forest spirits aren't evil, they're just sinister. Oh, plot!
I can't believe it, but I found the body of an astronaut. I don't want to, but I've got to see.
It's a really hard to describe flavour, Rust, I've got to admit. It is kind of citrusy, but it's also... Oof. It's got a sort of citrusy, almost herby kind of flavour, I guess, is the best way of describing it. But I don't think that really does it justice. In fact, I think it makes it sound kind of gross in comparison to how fucking amazing it actually is. So that's a real paint me like one of your French girls pose that dead Astro Boy's got going on. A little bit. Oh, you can't see it because of the way he's positioned himself, but the dog is using my mouse mat as a headrest. And I can't tilt the camera far enough down to actually, like, catch that without the camera falling off of my monitor, so... Freshly squeezed Gerda oranges. You know, like blood oranges, but steel Gerdas. Yes, hands. Perfect. Aww. It is really cute when they do this, got to admit. And, you know, as long as he's not bumping my mouse because he wants me to pet him with both hands, it's not so bad. But yeah, I highly recommend Iron Brew Rust. It's very tasty. It is one of my favourite drinks. Ruh-roh.
Nelson, I didn't hear you come in.
Ha! She's funny. Okay. Alright, Nelson. Keep it together. You've just relived a bit of trauma, but you can do this. You can talk to the nice lady
I went to
without
the spot you marked in the
this getting
Did you
R18.
find Ed Davis?
More than that.
That's a good way of describing it, I think, Torpor.
I saw one of Bjorn's cult members out there, probably covering up the scene of the crime.
Why now?
Bjorn must have seen us talking, or the sheriff. It's a conspiracy.
Conspiracy?
Yeah, if you're having trouble finding players for stuff, Putlord, for one, you are welcome to post like a looking for group in my Discord server. We've got a channel for RPs. So if you do ever want to run something and you are looking for people that you can play it with, or if you're looking to be part of a group as a player and are looking for a DM, feel free to use the server to, you know, find like-minded players and DMs, and to just chat about stuff in there as well. But yeah, RPing online is great. I'm at the minute in my one free day a week part of an RP group. We run on a Monday night, and it's entirely online because we're based all over the UK, and it's worked great, and it's meant that I've been able to spend time with friends that I wouldn't necessarily normally get to, because we're RPing together over the internet. Oh yeah, go for it, Ash. That wasn't just aimed at Pudlord. Anybody that's a member of the Discord server that wants to RP with people and doesn't have the requisite number of players or anything like that, feel free to find players on my server. Aw, Shay, thank you. Aethlandir tries. He doesn't always understand what the small ones are talking about, but he tries. Shay is the DM for the RP group I'm in on Monday nights, and is a fucking fabulous DM as well. With a lot of knowledge, so as much as you may hate me for this, Shay, if folks ever have any queries, and if Shay is willing and able, it's a very good source of knowledge if you need a little bit of support with any DM type troubles. Fair play, Cypher.
The hidden people! The forest is full of them! Staring, whispering.
You've been in Scoggins too long. You're chasing shadows.
I found the body of an astronaut.
An astronaut.
Like in my dreams, but real.
As real as the hidden people?
Yeah, Shay is an absolutely brilliant DM.
The hidden people, the
Buff and Cypher are good
the
DMs.
astronaut. It's all connected.
Awesome. See, we've
Maybe
got
you have
3 really
uncovered
talented
something.
DMs,
Where did you see this astronaut?
It was, I don't know.
and
I got turned
I think I
around.
saw that Ash
I
DM
know
stuff as
I
well. We've
saw
got
it.
we've got
If
4
you
really
did see
talented
something,
DMs
There's nothing you can do tonight.
knocking about in
You're
chat
right.
just
I'll check it
today.
out tomorrow.
Um,
night.
so you know, there's plenty of like-minded folks who I'm sure will be more than happy to, if not be involved in certain things. Been doing it for nearly 15 years. Damn, Ash. So a seasoned DM as well. Look, you need to stop chasing gnomes and instead check out my fairy cave. Hot damn, Shanus. Well done. Ding dang. Yeah, I like to do that as well,
This is
Ash.
exactly what I needed to clear my head.
I used to write a lot of fan fiction when I was younger.
Even
And,
in daylight, I'd never be able to find that astronaut on my own.
Thank you for the follow,
I
Mr.
can pay
Gov
a
Backup.
visit to the lodge to find out what the Brotherhood was doing in the forest.
Okie dokie, Rocket, you take care. And, good luck on your adventures. Stay safe. And we'll see you again soon. Well, there's nothing wrong with a little spelunking. Indeed. I'm not a bot, I swear. Well, thank you for confirming that. I hope you're doing well today. And welcome to the stream. Oh yeah, of course. She won't let us come through the front door. We have to go through the back gate so nobody sees us entering the hotel. Well, the sheriff already knows that we're here, so there's really no point in us going through the back gate anymore. But you know.
A hidden people lamp. Just stare at me all night while I sleep. Comforting.
Oh, we can do the hidden people lamp puzzle that I forgot to do earlier. Wicked. Help trace a sighting of the hidden people by arranging these photos in order. No worries, Mr. Gov. I'm just gonna call you Mr. Gov if that's okay. I hope work's going okay. And seriously, thank you for popping in, saying hello, and for following while you're at work. It's much appreciated. Okay. Help trace the sighting of the hidden people by arranging photos. Oh, it's another footprint puzzle. I like these. So, hey, look, it's Nelson. Who's been watching us? Where was this? Okay, so that's actually really easy. Then again, we could have done this right at the beginning of the game, so we've only got the one set of footprints there of the little hidden person. And then we've got two people walking here. And then Nelson comes blowing in on his fucking whatever it's called. And then the hidden people are following him. Oh yeah, that does look like the researcher guy. Oh, you mean that's been taking the pictures? Yeah, could be. I do love the stamps in this game. The little eggplant, the pepper. I don't know why they're vegetables, but they're neat. Okie dokie, Mr. Gov, you take care, and thank you again.
Well,
I hope the rest of your workday goes well. How does one spend 100k dollary dues on arranging 4 photos? That's how, Ash.
If Isaac Davner was using an assumed name, that explains why these files have so little information about his life before Scoggins. But it doesn't explain what Ed Davis has to do with the hidden people. I wonder if I could sneak this painting out in my carry-on luggage.
I do love that painting. It's so cool. Actually, I'm gonna... Fuck. Excuse me, Porthos. Porthos is, like, mostly asleep on my lap and is blocking my access to my keyboard. Oh, there we go. Calling it now, the hidden people are just a dwarf cult. So I am going to try...
I wonder if I could sneak this painting out in my carry-on luggage.
Yes! I got a screenshot without the text bubble on it. I am going to see if I can make that painting into a sticker for the server. Maybe even an emote for Better TTV on the channel as well. Oh yeah, for those of you that didn't already know, I've got a bunch of emotes that are available both on my server, on my Discord server, and on Twitch using the Better TTV plugin, which you can install on your web browsers. It doesn't work on mobile, I'm afraid, though apparently they are working on making that a thing, which would be cool.
But I still can't see how everything is connected.
MK Ultra Small, yeah. My cat is on my dressing gown on the foot of my bed. Oh, that's adorable, Pudlord. I keep forgetting to get that. Yeah, I forgot for ages, and then there was all that stuff with Twitch just being, well, Twitch, but more so than usual, and I went, you know what, I want to make things a bit better for my viewers, so all of my emotes are available through that now. And it gives us access to more emotes as well, which is wicked. You can basically have as many emotes as you want if you pay for it as a service. So if I get to a point where I'm earning enough, like on a regular basis through streaming, then I'll probably use some of that money so that I can pay for things like an expanded Better TTV, so that basically the money will just go straight back into the stream so that you folks can have more interactions and have more fun things to play with whilst you're enjoying the streams.
I can't sleep now.
I mean, you could.
I've been looking through the...
Okay. Oh, that's adorable, Hans. I am a big Madoka Magica fan. Like, it is up there as one of my favourite anime, I would say. And Kyubey is brilliant. You can't sleep now? Well, that's just a lack of motivation. I know, right, Pod? Adorable and utterly evil. Exactly, that's why I like Kyubey so much. Fabulous. You try and leave the hotel through the front door and he still leaves through the back.
Next time I see that cross-country skier, I need to remember to ask him if he's seen anything. It's possible he's not a local, which means he might actually be helpful.
Another streamer has a bunch for her subscribers to use. Oh, awesome. Okay, I've not got anything extra to say to him. Is that? It is! That's a little Ava! So, Unit 1, that's fab. That's really cute, I like that one. If they're both from the same streamer, then that streamer has really good taste in anime. It do a screm. I mean, Ava Unit 1 is good at doing a screm. It has a very scary screm. Okay. Oh, we can just go inside this time.
Isn't right. No, this isn't right.
Come on, camera.
Nelson
We want to look at
Tethers,
the boy.
FBI puzzle researcher.
Please?
I have some questions.
E.
No, they are injured.
There we go. Oh my god, Ash. Oh, that's fabulous, Hans. I think the camera's... Yeah, it is. Oh no! Oh no! So, the only problem with this is that he's laying at just such an angle that my camera is desperately trying to just fall off of the top of my monitor. Stay. Good camera. There we go. Eek. Right. There we go. Now you can look at the baby. Oh my god, Ash! No, don't worry about it, Hans. We got a puzzle, we got...
A photo of the Brotherhood in happier times. There's
Yeah.
the late Mike Lobb, Isaac Davner, and Glory Davner.
Oh yeah, Mike Lobb's the guy that we found frozen in the forest in the first game.
The Lodge members practically worship the hidden.
Looking at me. Oh no! Oh yeah, the other downside to this particular camera is that because it's not really designed for this, if Porthos shakes my desk, it will fall. Oh, I've seen the JoJo one before. The freezer one's good too. Okay, clearing the ice. The security cameras at the Scoggins ice rink lost their timestamps. Figure out the proper order of these photos. So another one of these. I do like these ones. So obviously that's first. Or is it? Oh, okay. So we've got a Zomboni to do. Zamboni. I'm thinking of Plants vs. Zombies there. We've got a Zamboni to deal with this time, so it's not as simple as it normally is. Okay. So... Ooh. Zombombadil. Yes! Love it! Nice one, Ash. Okay. So, number one may not actually be number one. I think it is, though. That's... Eep. So... That's not done anything yet there. So we've got that one there. No. I think that's right. Why would a Zumbini be on the ice with skaters? What Sisyphean madman would do this? Scoggins is weird, man, I don't know. Okay, so my thinking is that this is the first one. This guy comes down here, and that looks to be the same trajectory that this Zamboni is taking. There are no tracks here, so this Zamboni is just doing its thing. So it comes down here and clears that off as this guy goes across there. That's the same trajectory that he was taking. So that Zamboni is now coming and clearing that up, but she skated down there. Again, same sort of trajectory that that one was on. So this line is gone by then. And they're clearing that up. And then somebody else comes along and skates there. And that looks roughly the same as the beginning of this. Okie dokie, Mod Hell, you take care. And I hope everything goes well. Thank you very much. You enjoy your day too. This Zumbini man is 100% trying to hit someone. Yes, they do have different heads, side on. Is that a... There can be more than one Zamboni. It's not necessarily the same Zamboni. Well, considering it's 2 minutes to and we're in the middle of a puzzle torpor, probably. Maybe they're working shifts, Ash. So, I was up to this one. So, this one has been cleared up. This one here. That one was cleared up in the last one. So somebody's coming across and skating there, which appears to be this line here. And my gremlins screech for blood at this though. Fair play, Ash. And in the last image, they're cleaning that one up, but this one hasn't been cleaned up yet. And that's a completely different angle from every other image, which is why I don't think that the clear one is the last one, because there's no way that that could have been cleared up based on these timestamps then. And there's nothing here for this Zamboni to clean up. So this was the first. This is the first one with any skaters in it, I think. I think one might be 4 and the others move up 1. So if the clear one is number 4, then that then what is in number 5 would not make sense. Because we'd only be moving 2, 3 and 4 up, wouldn't we? Like this. And if we moved 5 up as well, then that still wouldn't make sense because of her up there. So, I'm just gonna... Not entirely sure what they do. Does it like sweep the ice or spray and freeze water on top of it? I think what they actually do is they buff the ice. So they've got like brushes at the back of the vehicle, and you can kind of see them here where the seat is. So maybe there's a certain amount of like spraying involved at the front here, and then it buffs it out, as you go over it. I think that's how they work. Don't quote me on that. I've never, like... I'm not a Zamboni engineer. But yeah, I think that's kind of how it works. I do know that they're basically like an ice version of a floor buffer, but I don't know how the buffing technique actually works because it's ice rather than like a hardwood floor or whatever. I did used to buff floors for a living, so... Yeah, it'd be a fun little thing to do, wouldn't it? And to say that you've done. Okay, I'm going to submit that. Hopefully after all of that thinking about it, it's not wrong, because then I'll look like a right tit, won't I? Ah! Success. Whoa. How? The first photo shows the ice untouched, as none of the other photos imply we ever see the ice cleared again. The second photo should only show one set of lines. The rest of the photos should display part of the lines previously created in the prior photo. Ah, is that how it works, Torpor? Thank you very much. I do love that we all learn shit on my streams. Even me, you know? It's fun to learn things.
Enough's enough.
I don't think we actually needed to do
demand
that
you
puzzle.
Answer my questions.
Angry whispers. Brotherhood is broken. No. Can't lose small men.
He's not being evasive. He's gone insane.
Bjorn's sanity. Help Nelson regain Bjorn's sanity by shining the light of reason to the core of his brain. Oh boy. It's another one of these. Avoid the green synapses at all costs. Arrange the mirrors so that the light of reason hits all L-shaped pieces of sanity before finally reaching the blue core of Bjorn's brain. Light entering a piece of sanity will redirect the light by 90 degrees. Are we just laser burning his eyeballs? That seems a little harsh. Okay, so... Boop. I love this game. Yeah, it's grand, isn't it? I like that it's daft and that it knows it's daft. Right. Boop, 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 boop. Uh-oh. Oh no, that... Nope. Oh geez. Kefalo1, thank you for the follow. Put that one there. You plank. It's that easy. And then... Right, that should do it. Ba. Ta-da! Oh, that is an adorable emote. I like that honk. We have the Player 2 Goose Game honk as a sound command as well. Exclamation mark, honk. It does look a little bit like the taxidermied bear is holding the torch. And you know what? Fair. Okay. Let's do the thing. Hey! Honk honk. Yeah. On the plus side, Ash, you are incapable of spamming the sound commands. They have a cooldown on them, and you are personally only allowed to use a sound command. I think it's every minute, so... And I can change the cooldown timer as well, so if folks are abusing things, you put a space before... Space. There you go. Beautiful. Nicely done, Rust. There's more than one way to solve this puzzle. Oh, neat. No, it doesn't work like that, I'm afraid, Cathal. Worth a try, though. Well done. I know how to space. The upper right piece of sanity must be first to get the beam of light in any case. Okay, so apparently you can, and I'll have to fix that. TechSquig has clearly decided it wants to cause trouble today. Peace was never an option. Welcome back, Destroyer. You missed us blinding a guy to make him see reason.
Thank you, Agent Tethers.
You're going to have to explain what's going on.
I hope you managed to get what you needed from the shops.
I know you're behind all of the missing
Very
person
reasonable.
cases in
Yep.
Scoggins.
That's not true.
Then why did I see your man Edvard in the woods last night?
He was searching for Shielder.
Reason is what Tethers calls his maglite.
Yeah, he went to commune with the hidden people. Never returned. Now he is lost.
Hey guys. Look at the baby. Him sleepy. Oh, wicked Destroyer. Glad to hear it. He's like properly gone to sleep on my lap now. Which is why you can't really see him very clearly on the camera, because there's only like a tiny portion of his head actually above the desk. I'm surprised you can actually hear his breathing sounds, but if they make you happy, that's all that matters.
Why were you trying to keep me from finding Isaac Davner?
He was chosen. The hidden people whispered to him. He had to listen.
I mean,
Where is he
shield.
now?
Really, Rust?
He
Huh.
is lost, like the others. The hidden people are angered.
Oh, that's really weird. Because of the way he's laid on my lap, I can feel his heartbeat against my leg.
How do you talk to the hidden people?
I do not. They choose. I have never seen them.
Well, if you're not behind the disappearances, who is?
I do not know. You must find them, Agent Tethers. Bring them home. All of them. Shielder, Edvard, Isaac, Olav.
I'll do what I can. Who's Olaf?
Olaf Velhaven.
Twitch where you have 500 letter
The
limit.
first man lost to the forest many years ago.
Oh dear.
Where was he seen
Uh,
last?
Do it in two
his
messages,
cabin
Hans?
in Sesame Woods.
The skull on the wall behind him looks like a barn owl with
Bjorn
antlers.
insists the Brotherhood isn't behind the
I'll
disappearances.
have to have a look in a sec.
For some reason, I believe him. I'm relieved they're not trying to kill me, but that only leaves me with one theory. Isaac Davner really is a serial murderer. Bjorn's pointed out the cabin of Olav Velhaven on my map, Maybe I'll find some leads there.
Space!
Oh, bugger. Okay. I guess we don't get to look at it. Can we go back in? We can. Let's have a look. I want to look at this. Oh yeah, it's a little bit Court of Owls, but with antlers, isn't it? Don't know why, but you describing Porthos's heartbeat on your leg reminded me of the Godzilla butt brain. Oh my god. Right. Olaf's cabin. New location. Oh, you big baby. Okay, he's not, like, on my desk at all now. He's under the desk, buried in my lap, like, with his nose pressed into my stomach. Oh dear. Well, I see a puzzle in our future. Yep. But more importantly, that does not look healthy. That tree has had a happy accident.
Oh.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
Cheers, Tids. Cabin is doing a Matrix dodge. I too aspire to live in a house with my name emblazoned above the door. Yeah, we've got a couple of different Bob Ross sounds in the list of sound commands. I think we've also got !fun and !beat, which are both Bob Ross ones.
And just beat the devil out of him.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, exactly, Kathleen. Build your own cabin in the woods. If I had the time, the money, and the energy, I would definitely do that. No, Destroyer, unfortunately not. Though, if I can find that sound clip, I will definitely do that. It's amazing how difficult it is to find Bob Ross sound clips of certain things that I'd really like to have. The brush cleaning is literally the best part. It really is. It's such a good sound. I have the Bob Ross Twitch channel playing when I go to sleep because I have really bad tinnitus that stops me from sleeping unless I've got some background noise. And Bob Ross is the perfect level of inconsistent sound for me to be able to use it to drown the tinnitus out. So I get to hear the brush violence noises a lot. Yeah, I could. I've got quite a few of the Joy of Painting videos on my hard drive as well, so it's just finding the right bits, you know. Bob Ross is too pure for this hellscape of a world. He really was. Fun fact I learnt about the Joy of Painting with Bob Ross, for those that are interested. Sorry, I am a bit of a Bob Ross nerd. Groxink even got me the Bob Ross pop vinyl, because he is hobby stream goals for me, he really is. For those that have seen Hobby Happy Hour, which I do on Wednesdays and Fridays. He's a big inspiration for me. I grew up watching The Joy of Painting with Bob Ross with my dad. So he's always been a really important part of my life and has been an important part of the way I've developed and is why I'm the way I am about things like painting. But yeah, a fun thing I learnt about him is that the way he talks...
And just beat the devil out of him.
In The Joy of Painting, that was him doing like a sexy voice, like pillow talk. He wanted The Joy of Painting to be this kind of almost tongue-in-cheek, sort of whispering sweet nothings to somebody kind of vibe. The reason it's called The Joy of Painting is because The Joy of Sex had just come out, which is a book, and he was kind of capitalising on that as a little joke. But the fact that the way he presents himself in that show is him being like pillow talky is just... I mean, he did have a lot of very thirsty fans, I found out as well. So it clearly worked. Yeah, he was far too fucking pure for this world. He was a nature lover. He would go fishing, but not so that he could catch fish, so that he could look at the fish. And, like, there's Peapod the Pocket Squirrel, who turned up on a lot of his a lot of different episodes. To be honest, the Pillow Talk voice makes the show incredibly relaxing. It really does, doesn't it, Destroyer? He was a drill sergeant, yes. His favourite uncle told him he had to join the military, and when Uncle Sam tells you to do something, you do it, as he said himself. Yeah. He was just an absolutely wonderful human being. Him, Steve Irwin, and Mr. Rogers are like the trifecta of wholesomeness. They are the holy trinity of wholesomeness, and they are three people who I kind of aspire towards in the way that I conduct myself as a human being. Be kind to others, be kind to yourself, and be kind to animals. Anyway, tangent over. Olaf's cabin. That's fair, Destroyer. Yeah, Torpor. Nelson needs to get into Olaf's cabin, but the door is sealed. With only one cut, sever all of the barricades on Olaf's door. Oh, it's another one of these. Yeah, The Joy of Painting is a wonderful show. And I think it really does drive home the fact that anyone can paint. There is no right way to do it. And it doesn't matter if you're not good at it. As long as you're enjoying it, it is about the joy. Oh, Ash, that's lovely. I love little stuff like that. Like, one of the reasons it's such an important thing for me is because I used to watch it with my dad. And newcomers to the channel probably won't know, because I don't talk about it very much, but my dad passed away when I was a kid. So the memories I do have of spending time with him from when I was younger are very, very precious to me. And Bob Ross was a big part of that. Okay. So this isn't like the other one with the chains. This is going to be a little more complicated, because we've got, like, some kind of metal that is bolted to this door in the most awkward fucking ways. Like, how would you even get into this house normally? This is a mess. That gets all of those. Oops. Nope. That doesn't get that one though, so can we... That one? Right. Let's do a quick check. We've got that one. 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 And we've got that one. I think we're good there. See, that's a really good list of stuff though, Destroyer. I watched a lot of that kind of stuff. Just cut a few times, Tether's God. I know, right? I mean, why does everything have to be done with one cut? I mean, it's efficient, sure, but dude, just get in there. Through the window. Yeah, just going through the window. Hey! We did it. Oh, cool, Hans. Thank you very much for the info dump. And yeah, it's perfectly fine. If people do want to put like a long message in chat and it's something relevant, I'm fine with that. It's like massive ads and shit like that I'm not okay with. But if you're giving us information about something that's been discussed on the stream, then yeah, go for it. It's fine by me. As long as you're not too over the top, you know? It's a vain attempt to save money. I mean, we're spending a lot of taxpayer dollars on this shit, so yeah. I guess. Probably be cheaper to replace a window than to replace all of those bars though, wouldn't it? There's only one line that will cross each of the bars on the door. It's a process of elimination between which nodes can cover the most bars. Now to see what Olaf was hiding. Himself? Oh, that is a wonky cabin and it's making my head hurt.
Who or what was he trying to keep out?
Thanks, Ash. Oh, I've got my booster next week.
I must be the first person here in years. Apparently, Olav Velda.
Oh, nice one, Cyborg. Well done. I quite like the Riddler trophies. I think they're quite fun. But I love stuff like that.
Gives a clue to his disappearance.
In fact, he lives in fucking German expressionist movie. Yeah, like Cabinet of Dr. Caligari #2. When? Just film it here. Is that a little oil lamp? It's a little oil lamp.
Looks like Olav was a fan of Galileo. It's focused on the moon, just like Olav was. I wonder if Olav moved to the wilderness to better see the stars.
I mean, I would do that. He lives in Spain without the S. Yeah, that's fair, Cyborg. I was working on 100%ing Arkham Asylum, and then we moved house. This is ages and ages ago, and I just never settled back into finishing that. One day I will. The way he says Olav is upsetting me. I'm guessing I'm probably making it worse then, Hans. I'm sorry about that. Round the cosmos. Click the centre of the circles to rotate them. Arrange the objects so that the suns are on the left, the earths are on the right, and the moons are where the circles overlap. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. Earths are on the right. So... Go back round. Yeah, that should be okay. Ba, 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 ba. Ta-da! Oh, you've seen it, have you, Ash? They're fab, aren't they? She was one of, I think, 4 taxidermists that were at that event, but she was the one that I remembered because of the cute little, like, mouse display. She'd done, especially for the event, a little mouse circus, which was surprisingly cute. Behold, the stars are right. The alignment finally favours us. My fellow cultists, bring on the goat! Bring in the goat, even. Stars, can't do it. Not today. Da-da! I'm not going to bother with the how for that one.
Aha! But why would
Olav and Olaf are different
to do
names.
his research?
Stars! Okay, Centaurians move their homeworld to the centre of their system, literally pushing their native sun into an orbit around their home planet. I mean... fair, I guess? As long as they didn't cause trouble for everybody else. I'm guessing they probably did.
How could one man possibly need this many socks?
Socks are useful. Don't be mean.
This is odd. Why would an astronomer be studying psychology?
Oh, sorry, Destroyer. Should have thought of that, shouldn't I? I'm a plank. Is someone watching you through that painting? Possibly. Earth, Sun and Moon. I'm seeing a pattern here. Move the celestial bodies to their proper position in the cosmos. The large asteroid is in the way, but can end up anywhere. Ow. Thank you, Porthos. It's always nice when you punch me in the chest. Okay, so... oh, this is one of those kind of puzzles. Right. What can we move and what can't we move? We can't move the little asteroids. Eh. Nope. It's frustratingly difficult to tell where I can move things to and where I can't. I mean, we've got these asteroids blocking stuff here. Can we? Can we push the sun? No, we can't. Okay. Hey Ray, how you doing? That's a ham you got there. Be a shame if I would have put an S at the start and an E at the end. Ugh. Well done, Cyborg. Well done.
You serious?
Honk. Need to get the asteroid right out of the way. Yeah. I'm going to put it over here. Because what I need to do is get the sun down there, but figuring out how to do that when the Earth is in the fucking way is a bit of a pain. Can I put the asteroid down there? Will that make things... Oh, the Earth's in the way. There we go. Can I get the... Yes, I can. But then it gets stuck, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. Yes, there we go. There we fucking go. I've done it. Done it. Sorted it. Okay, so the asteroid can just stay over there. I find the Earth often gets in my way. Yeah, same, Ash. Oh, I didn't know they'd done an episode of Bones that was set in Norway, or had Norwegian links. One way to attempt this puzzle is to work at moving into place one piece at a time. First moving the large asteroid out of the way, then get the sun into place. From there, the Earth and Moon fall into place. Yeah, the sun was a pain in the arse there. Still better than my classical music joke. Yeah, that's true, Cyborg. Warhammer 40k, but it's written by Douglas Adams. I would probably quite enjoy that. The sun is a ball of incandescent gas. Which rhymes with being a pain in the ass. Tried watching Bones, it was alright, but there was a really fucking weirdly judgy episode. Yeah, I think the problem with things like Bones is that sometimes they can be quite entertaining, but the longer they run for, the more dull they get because they try so hard to keep themselves interesting and relevant, and it's just kind of... in my experience, anyway.
This looks like some kind of mathematical...
Oh, that is brutal and dark and fucking wonderful, Destroyer. On rainy days, my wife thinks it's pathetic when I stare through the window. It would be less pathetic if she just let me in. Everyone who gets plastic surgery is trying to trick and con people, and everyone who does it is an immoral asshole. Wow, yeah, that is shit. There are a multitude of reasons why someone might want to get plastic surgery. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what those reasons are to anybody but them. Don't be a dick. If they're happy with the way they look because they've made alterations to their body, that's all that should matter. If they're not happy, that's when you should care. And you should care because they're unhappy. And you should support them in becoming happy with who they are. And, you know, getting to where they want to be in life. Other people's appearance isn't your... It's not yours to comment on. You know? Can't recognise this person because they had so much surgery. And it's like, ugh, yeah. Every surgery mentioned is light shaving cartilage surgery. Oof. So, yeah. Eesh. No, that's dumb. Credit goes to Dad Jokes on Facebook/Twitter for that one. It's a good one. I like that one. Yeah, that's dumb. I think some episodes of Bones can be pretty fun, but I've never really sat down and properly watched it. It's just, if it's on TV, I'll watch it kind of thing. I don't pay that much attention either. Okay, lunacy algorithm. Can you figure out the algorithm Olaf created? Arrange the mathematical elements in proper order. It's that bloody couch again.
That's no good. There's just not enough information here to
Okay.
solve this one yet.
Thank fuck. Yeah, that's fair, Cyborg. Oh yeah, like making a positive comment to somebody is nice, but don't judge people for the way they look. It's a shitty thing to do, if you know what I mean. And if somebody says, I'd appreciate it if you didn't comment on my appearance, then don't. Some people are really uncomfortable with people noticing them. Okay. We don't have enough information to do anything else in here.
Looks like
Okay,
it's full.
no, didn't want to click on that. It looks like the painting is just a painting and we're safe. Did I not do that one already?
Olaf seems to have been particularly interested in lunar eclipses.
My 4 moons. Pixel City. Each moon emits a total of 10 lunacy watts. The wattage is evenly distributed to each lunar ray the moon emits. How many lunacy watts are received by the Earth? Looks like it might be your end, Ash, because everything's looking pretty clear at my end. Though if other folks are having issues... that's not good. What? Evenly distributed. Okay. So... 5, 10, 20. And there's only 3 lines going into it, so 20. Yeah, and there's only a maximum of 2 lines coming off of any of the moons, so yeah. It's just Twitch being an arse, is it? First sub with a long A. Oh, fair enough, Hans. I don't speak any Norwegian. It's something that I might pick up at some point, because I do like learning languages, but...
time and date of every penumbral eclipse for years. Why was
So
he
I can't comment on
interested in
stuff like
lunar
that, but
eclipses?
I do appreciate you... Oh. Oh. Yeah, I do appreciate you explaining that kind of stuff, because, like I say, well, I don't know any better.
And a cucumber sandwich. Also, I've reached a remarkable breakthrough. A direct link between the phases of the moon and the disorders of the human mind. But seriously about that sandwich. Yes, it's so simple. All of the moon's
Okay, Hans, if you say so.
electrical
I knew there was something there. I've watched enough Scooby-Doo to know where this is going.
reduced to one beautiful, elegant formula.
Oh dear. Nelson, don't just skip through shit. What's wrong with you?
A song in celebration. La, 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 la.
Okay, you can skip through that. That's fine.
Received the letter today. Imagine the greatest finding in the history of astral psychology, and they claim my research has no scientific merit. But their loss. If NASA ignores my work, perhaps a private investor.
NASA? If Olav Velhaven's journal is to be believed, he made an incredible discovery. He's mathematically solved lunacy. What could be causing this headache? Never mind. I've got to get back to Corcus and tell her what I've discovered.
Ruh-roh. Okay. Off we go then. I'm kind of enjoying this. Do folks mind if I carry on? I know I'm already an hour over. Almost. Can you tell I've missed streaming? 2 streams in a row that have gone over. Never enough puzzle agent. Aww, probably. Thank you very much. I'm glad you think so. About me being a good streamer. And yeah, never enough puzzle agent.
It's much bigger than the
thanks,
cult.
Porthos.
Beyond
Punching me in the
led to a
stomach again.
cabin in the woods where a
I'm really
scientist
loving
was
this. It's a great
investigating
game, isn't
something
it?
to do with space.
Space!
Really?
I think it's part of some government cover-up.
Ooh, a cover-up?
Thank you, Soul.
He found something out there.
Yes, yes.
But after he reported it, he disappeared. And they tried to take me off the case. This could go all the way to the top. The CIA, the NSA, the Trilateral Commission.
Well done, Ray.
my.
Beautiful.
Now I've got proof. I was starting to think I was losing my mind, that no one believed me.
I believe you, Nelson.
No worries, Ash. I hope you gave the kitty some pets.
I think you're ready to see this.
Genuine enthusiasm.
Oh, no. Wilson7U7XDo, thank you very much for the follow and for the 1 bit there. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a good day. And thank you for the posture check. Yeah, posture check is a good idea right now. Yes, yes, yes. Oh no. Undoing her bra is a puzzle. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Thought she was going to club him as he was coming to his conclusion. The day is young, Zero. Oh, that's adorable, Ash. So many loud purrs. Oh, that's brilliant. Okay. Come and look at my puzzle boxes. This one summons demons from another dimension.
Huh?
Good men like Haldor got too close. They started to find out too much. NSA and the Freemasons had to take them. Shut them up! You can hear it if you know how to listen. CIA curiosity suppression rays. Sounds like whispers in the forest.
But the astronaut.
Astronauts? Charlatans. Don't be so naive, Nelson. Everybody knows Kennedy faked the space race to distract the world from a real breakthrough. The Kittimat incident. The first viable big
Oh boy.
human hybrid.
Oh boy.
Well, I gotta go. Not sure what to believe anymore. Could I be going as crazy as Cora? Maybe these hidden people are
This is
just a
fab.
product of my imagination. The only sane
I have
person
such delights
I've
to show
spoken
you.
is
No,
Dr.
not my
Verstappen at the
tits.
cancer.
Beautiful, Ray. Well done.
Maybe I should talk to him.
Oh boy. Stick your dick in crazy tethers, it's always worth it. I like how that immediately went from I really like this woman, marry me, to okay, conspiracy theorist. Right, I'm gonna just bye. Suddenly the FBI agent realises that he does not have enough hair for her. Yeah. Really, Hans? That makes so much more sense now. That's fab. That's very clever. Like it. And it also explains why she keeps to herself and people think she's weird. New puzzle, put on this bear suit. Okay. Actually, is there any gum for us to pick up this time? No. Where were we supposed to go? I was a little bit distracted by... Oh, are we going back to the inn? I think we're going back to the inn, aren't we? Tethers will not yiff this day.
Hi, Mrs. Garrett.
Hello, Agent Tethers. I hope you had a good night.
I did, actually. Thanks to a mysterious benefactor.
Oh, it's not that mysterious. I'm sure she just... I mean, whoever it was just hated the thought of you being out there in the dark and cold.
Feel we need to ask Wib for some Bigfoot bounty clips for when we next see Corker. Oh my god, yeah.
Mrs. Garrett, was anyone pressuring you to keep me from checking in?
What? Oh, no. That business about the vacancies was just, a clerical error. Oh, silly me.
Clerical error.
Okay.
It's just that some people don't trust outsiders because they see
I
the
mean,
town as a family.
True, Pudlord.
A
Choke me to
brotherhood
death
of
like a
Scoggins,
Bigfoot,
if you will.
Tethers. Oh my god.
No reason to be inhospitable.
Is there anyone else staying in the hotel?
To be honest, no. Why do you ask?
After last night, I'm really cautious about how I say
Near my
things
door
that you
last
folks
night.
put in chat
Didn't
now.
see who it was.
Oh my.
I don't trust you
I was at the
anymore.
desk all night, and I didn't see or hear anyone come in or out.
Need the mountain monsters guys to get in here.
Has anyone in town actually seen the hidden
I like
people?
how she...
Agent Tethers. That's just crazy talk. The only
I know,
noisy
what's wrong with me,
Scoggins
Sol?
are the little wooden ones.
So
Speaking of
naive.
that, what happened to your collection from the window?
Oh, those? I sold them to that nice
She
man Steve at the
refused to
diner.
let
Made
us,
a tiny profit, too.
check in because the hotel was all booked up. Trusting us was a mistake in the first place. Yes, I've learnt my lesson, Cypher.
Nobody's
Yeah, I
ever
love how
mentioned actually seeing
Corker
one of the hidden
is
people?
perfectly happy to
Agent Tethers,
believe
they're
all of the
just stories
QAnon
people
shit,
tell to make
but
the
hidden
long winters
people?
more
Nah.
interesting. Nobody really believes in that. Except that poor Bo Murphy, I guess. And Steve
Oh.
over at the diner. Oh, and the Brotherhood, of course.
Have you seen Bo Murphy? The last time I saw him, he was in the alley talking to someone. I was hoping to ask him some questions about
Oh shit, yeah, Bo.
Bo Murphy?
Bo was
Well, I
the
haven't
poor
seen
mentally
him
unstable
in-
fellow that
Oh,
we
wow.
solved some puzzles
How long
for
has
in
it been
part
since
one.
I've seen him? Must have been around the time you were here last.
That's been quite some time.
Mumbled something about going into the woods to finish a conversation. Haven't seen him since.
Oh. Shit.
Did you file a missing persons report with the
What
sheriff?
do you eat
for
in a
Bo
place like
Murphy?
Minnesota anyway?
Oh my, no.
Other people's
I didn't
chewing
even
gum,
realize he
according
was
to
gone
Nelson
until
Tethers.
You mentioned it. Bo was always a little unusual.
Moose
even before he
curds.
started talking about the whispers. I'm sure he'll be back before you know it.
Damn it, Shay!
I'm actually kind of curious about that hot dish I've been hearing about.
Oh, sorry, Agent Tethers. We really are out of the hot dish for real, I'm afraid. It's been a bad winter for moose meat, and the man who usually delivers the cilantro has gone mysteriously missing.
Oh, really, Hans? Hans is just full of facts today. I'm loving this. No hot dish. There's never any hot dish. I think
Long,
there is,
Mrs.
and we're just
Garrett.
not allowed any.
You stay safe out there.
Oh my god, tits. Oh, what is up with my nose? Man cannot live on pussy alone. It's true, Ash.
Next time I see that cross-country skier, I need to remember to ask him if he's seen anything. It's possible he's not a local, which means he might actually be helpful.
Crazy or otherwise. Oh no. So sometimes Porthos does this thing where he just starts like chomping in his sleep and he drools everywhere. And his head's on my lap right now and he's chomping and drooling, which means I'm gonna have a massive wet patch on my crotch when I stand up. The joys of dog ownership. Do need to eat for reals. Yes. Eat for reals. Important. Also, his breath smells really bad. And it just seems to smell worse when he's doing the chomping thing. Yes, I think they are hands. Picturesque and historic Scoggins. Could go back into the woods. Dreaming about tasty treats, no doubt. Very possibly. Campgrounds? Guess not. Valdez is the only place that's actually like lighting up, so maybe I just go to bed. Ah! I accidentally clicked outside of the window then. Which parts are picturesque and which parts are historic? Good question, Torpor.
I can't sleep now.
Dude, it's night time. Go to sleep.
Never thought I'd be looking at Davner's disappearance. If Isaac Davner is alive before Scoggins...
No, we've already been through all that. Okay, so... Where do I need... Have you found fish in the percolator? Nearly 20% of Norwegian Americans live in Minnesota. Really, Hans? Bloody hell.
I just won't go anywhere near it ever again.
Let's never think about it again. Going through the Twin Peaks cookbook again. Ah, I see. I must have missed something somewhere.
Next time I see that cross-country skier, I need to remember to ask him if he's seen anything.
But he's not there,
possible he's
so...
not a local, which means he might actually be helpful.
You need to be so crazy to live in the snowy mountains after all, so it makes sense. Yeah, fair. Oh, this guy. No, he's not got anything else to say to us. I really don't want to go back to Caucus. Diner, maybe?
Still working on that sign, huh?
Things fall apart.
It's also my response when some stranger wants to talk. Blink and turn away. That's fair. I never spoke to this guy before, so...
Distribution of weight between the Earths. 12 votes to title compensation circuit. The Whispers.
Oh. Hi, Steve.
Hi,
You're
Steve.
an FBI agent. Grapples?
Tethers.
Yeah, here we go.
Have you seen Isaac Davner around town?
Davner? The old eraser factory foreman? Oh, nobody's seen him since the incident.
There seem to be a lot of missing persons cases around Scoggins.
Yeah? Stuff happens.
Did you know any of the missing people?
I don't talk to a lot of people in town. Just here for business.
What can you tell me about the hidden people?
I'm not into that anymore. The market dropped out on gnome figurines.
No, I mean real ones.
Real hidden people? Are you trying to catch me saying something crazy? Is this entrapment?
Are you okay, Steve?
I like Steve.
You seem tense.
I'm not tense. Lots of people have trouble sleeping. It doesn't mean anything.
How long
I mean,
have you had
true.
trouble sleeping?
Since the eraser factory reopened. Why?
Just asking. How's business?
I'm not into tchotchke smuggling anymore, if that's what you're asking.
No, I was just...
You can't prove anything.
Calm down.
Ooh.
It's
Steady.
that I just can't figure out this problem. Maybe you can help.
I do like problems. Cross the streams. Ghostbusters reference. Transport the 4 animals across the river in as many trips as you need. Keep in mind the boat's weight limit and prevent the critters from eating each other. Oh, it's one of these. No, Entrapment was a terrible Sean Connery, Catherine Zeta-Jones film. Yeah, it was pretty bad, wasn't it? While the animals are friendly, left unattended, the bear will eat the wolf. Fuck! The wolf will eat the mongoose. The mongoose will eat the snake. The snake will eat the bear. Somehow. Okay, I kind of want to fuck this up so we can see the snake eat the bear. The boat has a weight limit of 201. Oddly specific. Oh, neat, Cyborg. Oh, look at the bear, though! Okay, I'm just gonna... These are great. Okay, I'm just gonna deliberately do this now. Okay, no, can't do that. That's some snake. Well, it's afternoon, Shay. In fact, it's now 3 o'clock, so I might make this the last puzzle, and then we'll finish up Puzzle Agent next weekend. What do folks say? That's gonna... Yeah, that results in the bear eating the wolf. Oh, okay, so they're just gonna... That's awkward. Best way to eat a bear? One bite at a time. Oh, you would say that, Shay. You filthy bugger. It's after midnight somewhere. Wolf and snake first. Yeah. Oh shit, yeah, the wolf eats the mongoose. The mongoose eats the snake, so can't do that. If I go back, the mongoose still eats the snake. So... bugger. No, because then the snake will eat the bear. Dear puzzle, bears can swim. Indeed, though this one looks like it's kind of tired of life and just wants to have a little sit. And who can blame it? There we go. It's just before it hibernates, so I get that. Yeah. Looks like Longfang. You say every bear looks like Longfang. I mean, fair. There are a number of ways to solve this puzzle. One way is to find a way to move the bear over to the other side, then focus on bringing the other critters over, with the snake making a few round trips. I mean, some bears are Zoran. Exactly! Longfang is friend-shaped. Oof. You're right, Porthos. Fidgety bum. Read this week, bears have come out of hibernation to sleep because hibernating isn't sleeping. You're quite correct there. They are technically two different things. But, you know. Oh, okay. No, I didn't have anything else to say to him.
Yeah. Birds always hold as much as they can carry. Back home. Get back home.
That's a fat mood. Okay. It doesn't look like there's really anything else I can do here.
If you can think of anything else, it's important you tell me.
I'm sorry, Agent Tethers.
I do that a lot,
totally
Ash. Not like
understand.
actual coma, obviously, but... Okay, so... Oh, Shanus. Okay. Actually, yeah, main menu. Because then we've got some nice music to close out on, don't we? Still catching up on all the sleep I missed during the first Gulf War. Fair. Okay. Oh, just gonna have a little stretch because I need it. Massive thanks everyone for coming along today. I hope you had a good time. It's been really fun to solve some puzzles and just have a bit of fun in a chat. Flying Raisin, thank you very much for the follow. Sorry that you've joined the stream just as I'm finishing up. But I hope you're having a good day. Right. If anybody wants to enter the raffle, I can't remember the name of the game again. I'm shit at this, aren't I? Yeah, if you want to enter the raffle... Hey, D-Mac! Oh, you were lurking, were you? Well, I'm glad you were enjoying the game. And, yeah, thank you very much for the follow. Fuck's sake. What am I going to do with you, lot, eh? Okay. You have... 5... 4... There we go. 3... 2... 1... A little bit for the lag. The raffle is closed. Hans, congratulations! You have won a copy of the game that I've forgotten the name of. If somebody can exclamation mark prize so that I can say it properly, that'd be grand. Cheers. X-Blade code embryo. There we go. Thank you very much, Ash. So Hans, I will send you the code for that, probably via Discord, once the stream's finished up. Congratulations again, mate. Let's see who we've got that we can go and bother. Okay. Right. I know it's becoming a bit of a Sunday thing, but you know how I feel about supporting other small streamers. So we are going to raid Pirate King Rent, who will be playing some old school RuneScape. Right. So, first full week back. Man never stops streaming. It's impressive, isn't it? He's just always streaming. I could not do that. Even if I was doing it full time, I would not be able to stream as much as Rent does. It's amazing. Yeah. First full week back. All 4 streams. Wait, no, I didn't do one on Wednesday. Almost a full week back. Maybe next week. I will be back on Wednesday evening. From 6 PM UK time. With some hobby happy hour. And hopefully I will get to see you lovely folks then. Until I do see you again, as always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, wash your fucking hands, and have a great week, everybody. Thanks again.